There's a massive elephant in the room.
Do we want to talk about both of the teams in that division? Or?
Yeah. There's a massive elephant in that room.
The Ravens and Bengals are both 0-2 to start the year. Who the saw that coming? Mathematically, right? Like probability-wise, you have a 5% chance to make the playoffs if you start 0-2.
Is that facts?
That's something I saw today.
So you have a 5% chance to make the playoffs if you're 0-2. Both the Ravens and Bengals are 0-2. Surely, with the odds and probabilities, both of them are not going to make the playoffs. One's going to miss out. If you had to pick the Ravens or Bengals to miss the playoffs out of those two teams, who are you saying is not making the playoffs this year?
Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Betr.
Let's go.
It is 12:30 at fucking night.
You're being dramatic already. It's 12:27.
Yeah, don't
so early.
Yeah, don't over exaggerate.
Come on, we're good.
All right.
We're good.
You had me going. I was starting to roll, and then you fucking took it away from me.
Well, by the way, I just flew 6.5 hours and had to drive to the airport 2 hours before to get there. So.
And then what did you do, Adam?
I flew 3 hours.
Okay, I didn't fly.
You feel good.
I feel great.
Yeah.
I'm ready to attack.
I feel good. I'm also on West Coast time, so I'm probably in the best shape right now. Adam, you're in shambles.
Yeah, no, my brain is shambles
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. Well, you want to be a top NFL podcast /show/thing that we are, you're going to have to do it.
They
You
say,
record
how
on Sunday
badly do
nights.
you want to be like your fucking quarterback? Both of our brains are scrambled.
There you go.
Too soon.
Before we
you
jump
can
into
say that.
recapping week 2, good fucking week. We
Great
passed the
week.
ball this week finally,
Actually,
which was great.
Shit week.
Wait, why?
For my team.
Oh, for you.
yeah.
We had a
Bring it back
10-game slate at 1 p.m.
Actually,
that was
I had it
incredible.
worse, so shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you
yes,
did. You did.
definitely.
Shut the fuck up.
Dolphins
But
had
you're
it worse
days
than Niners.
removed from it.
I don't give a shit. I had it worse. That
Yeah,
doesn't.
you had it
This is his first time having a therapy sesh talking about
Yeah,
it. So it's
Pat
gonna-
texted me, let's
the
do something
emotions
on
are going to
Friday.
be new.
I was so not prepared to talk about it.
I know,
But
I
we
wanted
are
the
going
raw
to
emotion.
talk about that. We have a lot of shit to talk about in
lot.
this game. Obviously, we just wrapped up our Sunday Night Football live stream. We will talk about the shirts that we were all wearing, of course. We all look like a boy band wearing them. But
Sick
we will,
boy band.
We just wrapped up our Sunday Night Football live stream for Texans Bears. We're going to get Tyko's thoughts on the Bears. There's a lot to talk about with
Shaking
Caleb
his head
Williams.
already.
Not the best game. We're going to talk about
Better,
the
though.
Niners. We're going to talk about the Jets.
Eh,
I'm
We don't
going to
have to.
double the fuck down on the Saints because I still think they're ass.
Yep.
And before we do it all, let's talk about 1,000x payouts. I mean, did we
yeah.
have we have someone actually in the Better Discord
Dude,
who is
get this.
super fucking close to
Did you see?
winning.
No, so we have a
1,000
guy
extra
in
money.
the Better Discord who has 2 picks left. They are 2 kickers.
Oh,
he's
that's what it
had
is?
he's had 6 kickers hit for 1,000x lineup.
crazy.
He needs Jake Elliott to get 7.5 kicking points, and he needs Younghoe Koo to hit a 42-yard field goal or longer,
That's
and
it.
he wins $15,000.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
that is so
There are only 2.
I don't know.
doesn't
There's
matter.
not
We
many.
do
We
it.
have the highest payouts in the industry. Someone might have as high, but ours are the highest. And you can turn $1 into 1,000, just like this guy's turning 15 into 15,000, just from kickers
insane.
kicking the ball through the fucking
But
goalposts.
also, I don't know why I've never thought of that. That's so electric.
The kicker lineup,
It's so much fun.
fun, dude.
seems easy.
He does it though.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
feel like you
actually
might have to
it's-
mix
I
in
think
an
it's
under
the
in there.
most chance out of
Well,
any kind of lineup.
all the boosted picks it was just 4 guys to hit a field goal that was longer than
By
50
the way,
and a
yeah,
half
I
yards.
saw that. Like at
that's
this
awesome.
point in the
Yeah.
NFL, most teams are kicking 50 plus.
Yeah.
These field
Like,
these kickers.
I feel like every game you're gonna attempt one.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like-
Depends
So, yeah.
what kind of offense you
Better
are, but yeah.
Picks lets you 1,000 extra money.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, this gentleman right hither is super fucking close.
Not this
Well,
gentleman.
he's not in this
No,
building.
well, he's
Oh,
not here,
this
but this
gentleman.
gentleman.
Just
that
a
we're talking
voice
about
for a smarter
is
man.
Super close to 1,000x his money. So all you have to
Hell
do is
yeah.
set your lineups, watch your favorite NFL players play football, download Better, play Better Picks, use promo code Caps Off when you do.
That was good.
1,000
really
extra
good.
fucking
Hell of a
money.
hour.
You killed it.
Good. Wow.
Great.
I'm
That
proud
was
of you.
great,
You're
man.
getting so much better.
And
Oh,
look what the fuck we're all wearing right now. Better has officially dropped our 2024 NFL merch line.
our merch boy, listen, he hooked us up. Got the Dolphins color line, the Niners color line. I actually don't know if we're allowed to say the team. We have the
San Francisco?
the gold and
San Francisco
gold
and Miami.
color.
No, you're allowed to say
Yeah.
San Francisco and
Okay,
Miami.
we
They
have the
don't.
San
You guys are
Francisco
just
color.
mining for
They don't
gold.
have trademarks on the city of San Francisco
No,
and
they
Miami.
absolutely don't. No,
I
they
noticed
don't.
that they didn't make a Jets or a New York one.
New York-
What's
or-
up with that?
You're saying the American.
All right, we're not
football
going to do this
New
bit.
York.
This is stupid.
Yeah, it's a stupid bit.
But you can go to shop.better.app to see if your team is there. We have a ton of teams available. It says National Football Locks. It says 2024 in Roman
Also,
numerals.
just like the
it's a
better
play on the old
colorway
school.
Or the better
It
colorway.
is
The better
sick,
colorway.
Yeah, so
I believe there's a
nice
Dallas
shirt.
one, a Philadelphia.
Is this my
one.
shirt
I would
now,
like
or
them
do I have to
go
re-
see if theirs
There's
is
some,
available?
Do I have to
get their
return this
team.
shirt, or is this mine now?
I think these are all ours now.
Yeah,
I think it's all
And
ours.
it's like a ask for forgiveness thing.
I think
Yeah.
it's as long as Kia sees me wearing it often, he'll be happy it's mine.
Yeah, we'll do
Exactly.
a couple plugs in the
Yeah,
middle of it, but
got
make sure
it.
to go to shop.better.app, get your 2024 Better merch for
Hell
the
yeah.
NFL season. Where the fuck do we begin?
I want to talk football so
think,
bad. I think we have to start
we
with what just happened. Yeah.
We just finished watching Sunday Night Football. Was it 19-13 Texans? Tyko, diehard Bears fan, producer Tyko. Just let it rip, buddy.
I think that I could call plays better than our offensive coordinator.
Who is
Yep.
Shane Waldron?
Yes.
It is Shane Waldron.
Seattle
Who's
Seahawks
that?
legend?
What?
Seattle Seahawks legend. Shane
Oh, really
Waldron?
interesting. Well, apparently he sucks now because this team has all the fucking talent in the world. We had the number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams, if you guys forget, number 1 overall pick, and we haven't been able to do absolutely anything on the offensive side of the ball. DeAndre Swift, not at all who we thought he was going to be.
he's bad.
Well, hold on. Yeah, DeAndre Swift was a fucking offensive line merchant.
Okay, so then
It was
why
a horrible
did
signing.
we go get him?
Because wait,
you
what?
signed him
What?
because your
What?
offensive line is so powerful and dominant.
Okay, so
and
speaking of the
controls
offensive line,
scrimmage.
why did we draft Romo Odunze just to not use him?
Great point. That was
Even
waiting
you
for
would
that.
think with Keenan Allen out tonight,
It's-
they'd be like, you know what? Let's let Rome cook a little, huh?
No.
He did drop a touchdown pass.
He did.
That
He
is
did.
No,
true.
He
but
did.
That-
you guys let
It would have
Gerald
been
Everett cook.
He actually would have won 2019.
No, they scored a
Yeah,
touchdown on
he-
that drive.
yeah.
Caleb,
Oh, they did?
Khalil
Yeah, they
Herbert
did.
scored right after that. Yeah.
Right. Take that back.
But
Apologies.
no, I feel like Matt Eberflus is one of the worst in-game coaches I've seen in a long time. He's horrible. I don't know about
So
a long time,
I
but
like.
he's
See, I
terrible.
think Matt
Is it?
Eberflus-
I know it's too early to say this, but is it fair to pose the argument that the Bears should not have drafted Roma Odunze and they should have
No,
went
it's
and got
totally fair.
No, I think
an
it's definitely
offensive
fair.
lineman?
Look at how Caleb
Yeah.
has 2 seconds back there. Like
Also,
it makes total
like,
sense.
And it doesn't make sense too because it's like before you got Rome, you traded for Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the
So
other
it's
thing:
like-
is before we had Caleb Williams, we had Justin Fields who was running for his fucking life, and we did nothing to address that fact.
You guys are like, you know what? How about we get another guy that can run really well? Because we're not going to block for him, so he better be able to run.
Look, Caleb
What?
Williams has looked like hot trash, but he hasn't had any chance at success
He can't
back there.
settle in
You
also.
can't. You
Okay.
really can't even assess how well he's played because he hasn't had more than 2 seconds back there to
Do you
make a
want-
play.
You want to hear a crazy stat my boy from Chicago just sent me after the game?
Sure.
Caleb Williams dropped back 37 times today, and he was pressured on 36.
Jesus Christmas.
That is
So-
absolutely mental.
The Bears do or did exactly what bad organizations do, and they make the splashy headline signings in the offseasons. They make the splashy, fun draft picks like a Romo Odunze instead of going out there and fixing what is probably the most important part of a football team, and that's protecting the quarterback and putting the skill positions in
At
positions to
least your guys'
succeed.
defense is sick.
Well,
Defense is sick. Hey,
what I wanna
Yeah.
say.
defense is sick.
Our defense. Okay, could you admit?
Defense
I know
is
we kinda
sick.
went back and
The
forth a
defense
little
is
bit.
Top 5
Defense
defense.
looks
The
good.
Bears have a top 5 defense in the NFL.
Okay.
Don't know if I'm there yet, but they
Brady.
so far,
That's-
so
No, they're
far.
on the field 70% of the time. They just held the Texans to 19
I get
points.
that. I
I
get
agree.
that.
I
Right now,
That's-
over 2 weeks, I would say they have played as a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll stay, but they have looked really, really good. And they're doing what the Jets had to do last year, where they're playing defense for 65, 70% of the game. And those guys got to be gassed by the time that it's the fourth quarter.
You're
They've given
right.
up 19 points. They've done everything they can to give their fucking offense a chance to succeed.
Your guys' linebackers and secondary really good.
I
Like,
think if we can get to 500 this year, it'll be a successful season for me as a Bears fan at this
Absolutely.
Oh,
point.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
I fully have given up on playoff hopes. Like I'm serious. I'm okay missing the playoffs this year.
No,
I want
no,
Caleb
no.
to develop.
No, I
because
don't-
because
I don't
again,
mind that take.
no, but Caleb Williams, like, he's a rookie quarterback. He's going to start slowly. So
100%.
I think there's so much room for the Bears
yeah.
to go. But
All-
to say that, like, I've given up on the playoffs, I think the Bears still have a
I also
legitimate
like
shot.
Chris Collinsworth was talking about it a lot. I feel like, especially in the first half, but like Caleb Williams looked a lot better after just 1 week of practice.
well,
I mean, the
No,
first
he did.
drive, the
He
first
did.
drive of the
I mean,
Bears was
okay, here,
lethal.
He
wait,
was
can we
dicing him
clap
up.
it up for Caleb? He threw for 91 in the first half.
yeah,
This
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
so the
No,
full
but
game.
he wasn't trying to do too much or play out of the offense. He was just like taking every single pass that he could.
And
One
I wanna,
thing-
Not a lot that was there because he couldn't.
I want to address it head
Not a lot
on. Like I know he had some, turnovers. Obviously, some called back and whatnot. He made the passes that rookie quarterbacks are supposed to be making at this
Yeah.
point. That he's learning. And
Yeah,
I can
also-
see
yeah.
it.
He
He's
needs to play
learning.
within himself more. I think he just
Exactly.
needs to like.
No, but, like,
not
people-
try to be the superstar.
All right,
wide
he's a
receiver.
bust.
People are saying that he like looks like frantic back there and that he's extending
does look
plays too
frantic.
much or like he's trying to do too much. has to do that. He has to look like his head's on fire and he's trying to do too much and he's always extending the play because he hasn't been blocked for. He has no chance to sit in the pocket and go through his reads and look for an open receiver. It's look at the first read. He's not open. Holy shit, here comes a 6'4", 275-pound man running full speed at me. I've got to hit a 360, get out of the pocket, and hope someone's down there somewhere.
One thing I want to see the most with the Bears over these next couple of weeks is a lot more manufactured touches for DJ Moore.
Yes, please. That's your
Like,
best weapon. Use him.
There's nothing easier than getting your quarterback into a rhythm by just manufacturing. And I'm not even saying a screen pass, but like let's get him a little dump pass, a little dump off, a little slant, like something easy.
Said about like Caleb Williams just seeing like, oh, you know what? Like just get this guy the ball in open space.
My favorite play in football is the 1st and 10 immediate out pass to your best wide receiver. Just snap ball, immediate throw it to the sideline, one-on-one with a D-back, make a man miss, get 5 yards. It's like an extended handoff just to a wide receiver on the outside. Every time I see a team do it, it goes well.
There was a first down that DJ Moore had. He had an insane route that he ran. It was like the
whip route. It was a whip route. It was a whip route.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't they do that more often when they need like 5 yards?
I think it's also. I mean, look, the thing that you should take away as a Bears fan watching that game is that the defense is legit, and that was a good showing on prime time.
Oh yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't what you wanted, but for the defense to show up and stop. CJ Stroud and that high-powered offense, I would not be happy, but I'm okay.
You're going to be in every game.
They exceeded my expectations on primetime.
Yeah.
Against the Texans. I also want to pull this up, talk about this really quick because you guys brought up DJ Moore. He only had 53 yards tonight.
Yeah.
That's not enough. If this team wants to win,
how many touches did he get?
6 receptions. I
The
can't
average.
target
You know what? I'm also curious if you could pull this up. Is Caleb's average depth of target?
Not far.
Because it feels.
I feel like he had a lot of deep balls that were not remotely in the same area code.
I feel like these touches were not. They were like a 5-yard out route.
I want to see like just a couple screens to DJ. Just let him get going a little bit.
Yeah, you have playmakers on the outside. You may not be able to
I can't find that right now.
When Keenan Allen's back, though, it's going to help a lot because he's more of a true receiver, like possession guy that you can rely on a lot. And then let DJ Moore make crazy plays.
I think it's going to be really hard for this Bears offense to take any kind of steps forward with that offensive line. At the end of the day, just like to kind of put a bow on this, no matter what, they're going to be playing with no offensive line all season.
If you don't have an offensive line, you're not.
I agree and I disagree partially only because the Dolphins don't really have an offensive line, and yes, we see how that's worked out.
Mike McDaniel.
But Tua gets the ball out there.
No, you have Mike McDaniel.
One of the best offensive minds.
Yeah, you have Mike McDaniel.
He knows that his line is not good, so he's like, all right, how can we create a bunch of movement and stuff like that confuses the defense enough to where you don't need
I'm not going to get into it on today's episode, but we're approaching fraud watch on Mike McDaniel. So.
Whoa.
His game plan Thursday.
It was not a good game plan
I'm
on
not going to
Thursday.
get into it yet, but Mike McDaniel has regressed, especially when it comes to playing the Bills.
Does he rely on just like, Tyreek's going to have an 80-yard touchdown every
He is just trying to outsmart the game too much. So.
Straight regression.
Yeah, what?
No,
I
then
have to be
he was checking on
positive.
positive versus just regression. No, it was a regression.
But yeah, I got nothing else on the Bears. I think you guys will be fine.
I'm good to move on.
You'll be fine. Yeah. I wanna jump into
2-minute drill?
this week's 2-minute drill. I'm gonna go through every single game in week 2. I'm just gonna throw out the game. You're gonna give me high-level thoughts. It could be 1 word, 3 words, whatever it might be, and just let it fucking fly. Everything you need to know in 90 seconds or less. No, 2 minutes or less.
Everything
you need to know in 2 minutes or less.
Tyko, timer ready?
Got the timer.
Give me a
Hold on.
hand at 30 seconds, please.
Football, or is it just Sunday?
We do all of them. I'm just pulling up the games.
I want a hand at 30, Tyko.
Starting at
Every 30 seconds.
Starting Thursday, 3, 2, Bills Dolphins.
Scrambled eggs.
Can we talk about how bad the Dolphins looked before Tua got hurt?
Nope, we're not. Raiders, Ravens.
Gardner's kind of sick.
Nope.
Sorry.
Last year was the Ravens ceiling. That's what I'm saying.
Ravens should be panicking a little bit. Just
Browns,
a little bit.
Jags.
Boring game. Don't care.
Deshaun had one play where he was sick.
Browns, who we thought they were. God, that was hard to say.
Jets, Titans. Aaron Rodgers kind of immobile. Kind of sucks.
Aaron Rodgers looked pretty good. Jets defense looks terrible, though. I'm terrified.
Good.
49ers, Vikings.
We were always supposed to lose that game. We haven't lost to the Vikings, or we haven't beat the.
I want to see tears. I want tears.
Since 1992.
Chargers, Panthers.
Panthers are
Panthers.
so bad.
The Texas Longhorns would beat the Panthers right
Yep.
I don't give a fuck about the Chargers at all. Seahawks, Patriots.
now. 2 bad teams. Somehow
Are the Patriots decent? I really hope
no.
not. I really hope not.
Saints, Cowboys. You're a fucking fraud, New Orleans. Sorry.
Derek Carr might be back.
You can only say that if we said something nice. No one even said something nice. You just went straight to fraud for the Saints.
The
Saints look really good. They look really good.
They do look good. Giants, commies. The battle of the worst.
The Giants were the first team to score 3 touchdowns and not give up a single touchdown and not win the game.
Malik Neighbors is fucking him.
Bucks, Lions. Jared Goff regressed.
I love Baker Mayfield and the Bucks so much. They're my second favorite team.
Colts Packers.
Colts are just not as good as we thought. I don't. Yeah. This
Packers.
Malik Willis? How?
Threw it 14 times. Continue.
Rams Cardinals.
Kyler
Don't
Murray-
forget about Kyler.
Kyler Murray's first ever career perfect passer rating.
Rams
So,
hurt.
Steelers Broncos.
Steelers are the most boring team
I'm
I've
not
ever
watching
seen
a
in my life.
single minute of the Steelers this season.
Bengals Chiefs. Wow, we have time to spare. We're gonna slow
Oh
down.
no! Stop!
I hate Jamar Chase. I hate him. He's a prima donna diva now. I hate him.
Refs did it again. Congrats, refs. On
Chiefs
the win.
inevitable. Bet them live money line if it's ever close to even money.
And last but not least, Bears Texans.
Tyko.
Why did we draft Romo Doomsday? Not Jesus Christ.
Get it out!
Why don't we give DJ Moore the ball more often? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Get an offensive line.
We're trying.
Wow, we had room to spare.
Plenty of time.
2, 1. Yeah. Good
Tyko
job, guys.
almost choked it at the end
You
for
said,
us.
you're clearly not trying to build an offensive line.
No, we're
Wow.
not.
Yeah, you're actively not.
Hey, that was week 2's 2 minute drill. That was fun. That was
I
good.
think
Good
we
job.
were dialed in on that
Yeah,
one.
we
Hey, next time, let's,
By the way,
think about it.
The loudest I heard Adam was just talking about New Orleans.
Yeah, should we go
You
right
got
to
something-
that?
You got something against.
Got something you want to say?
I feel like Adam's pro Hurricane at this point. Wow. I don't know. Sounds like it. I'm not saying it. This is what.
I'm
my
just
outfit's
saying
telling me.
Katrina's not the worst name to name your child.
That's
Actually,
crazy.
this one growing up in Mizzou named Katrina very hot. Oh my God, Pat. That was the loudest part I've heard. Dude, you should check your pants, bro. Pat just ripped them. It was like rumbling.
I think the mics might have picked that up.
Dude, that was so
I think the mics
loud.
picked it up.
I thought you were shitting yourself.
Is it wet?
No, I got control of my asshole.
I don't know. I feel like you're due to shit yourself at one point.
We were talking about the Saints.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, dude.
All right, Adam, what's
Bro,
your-
we just did our entire fucking live stream, and every single person came into the chat asking about the Saints. Talk about the Saints. What do you think about the Saints? You guys picked the Cowboys. I don't give a fuck about the goddamn Saints, all right? You're still frauds. You're not going to make the playoffs. The Saints are not going to win the division. The Saints are not going to make the playoffs. The Saints are a byproduct of coming out strong. Now, congratulations. 91 points is impressive.
All right,
Fourth most
Saints-
ever
if
through
the
2
Saints
weeks.
win the division and make the playoffs. I want you to be homeless in New Orleans for a weekend.
Wow. I love that bet.
Wait, if they win
Like
the
you
division?
have to sleep on the street in Bourbon Street.
No.
For a week, you have to be homeless in New Orleans for a weekend.
Right, the Katrina ordeal.
Okay, you could go to
like the Katrina
You could go
Accords.
to New Orleans and gamble and win money to acquire accommodations, but you
that'd
have
be
to go
fun.
there. We'll give you $100 budget to live
I have
off
a better
of.
idea.
No, I
It's
said
during-
50.
$50 budget
Super
to
Bowl
live
weekend.
off of. Yes.
No, well, see, there's gonna be too many people there. He can like mooch off of them. And stuff.
Yeah, that is
I want
true.
to go to like a random.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Saints. The Saints offense
marching in.
looks absolutely incredible. The Cowboys defense looked incredible in week 1 against the Browns, and then the Saints come out and hang dong all over them at AT&T.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like I get it. The Saints played well, but is
I think. Okay, here's my thing with the Saints and their offense. Let me just think for a sec what you want to say. Just
Come up with your arguments, deep breaths.
Here's my thing with the Saints, and they've looked unbelievable. Derek Carr is just throwing dimes down the field, these bombs to Rashid Shaheed, and like Alvin Kamara looks unbelievable. I don't think this is sustainable by any means.
Well, yeah.
Because like if you look at Derek Carr's stat line the last couple of games, I know this is box score watcher. Yeah, box score watching a little bit, whatever. Sue me. Like the yards per completion are way too high. He's not gonna be able to do that every single game this year. I just don't see it happening continuing that way. But I think the new offensive coordinator fixed some things in them. They have talent on the offensive side of the ball. Rashid Shaheed looks like he's actually a very good football
Yeah, Chris
player.
Olave, Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara's back to being really fucking good at football.
People also
Derek-
forget Derek Carr, man.
Yeah. When the Saints got him, was it last year, 2 years ago? He was supposed to be the guy that could lead them to a Super Bowl.
He was borderline elite 3 years ago. I think in 2021 he almost threw for 5,000 yards.
Like top 10 guy. And if he can get to that point, the Saints can be a very good football
I
team.
think
That
the
defense is always
Saints.
gonna be good.
I think the Saints' ceiling though is like 10-7. I think they could sneak into the playoffs. I think at the beginning of the year I predicted them to go 8-9. I had them losing this game to the Cowboys, so now they're 9-8 according to my projection. I see that being very realistic. We'll kick it back over to Mr. Angry Man on the left. Adam, spew.
there are 3 words that people use to define what can happen during an NFL week. Does anyone know what that might be?
Win-loss tie.
Nope. Close. Any given
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara's not going to come out and have 4 fucking touchdowns every single goddamn weekend. What I think happened against the Dallas Cowboys, which, don't get me wrong, was obviously an impressive performance, was they came in, punched them in the fucking mouth, and Dallas had no response whatsoever. That is awesome, but that is not going to happen every single goddamn week. You played Carolina in week 1. I am putting 0 stock into that specific game.
They're still an NFL team.
That was impressive. Oh, are they? I don't even know if Bryce Young is an NFL quarterback.
They're in the NFL.
I don't know that for sure. They could be paying someone for all I know.
Bryce Young at this Alabama team, they're one of the best teams in college football history. But
I'm just saying.
like, it's
Carolina should be relegated.
I will give them credit for what they were able to do against Dallas, but I come back to any given fucking Sunday. Rashid Shaheed had 3 receptions for 98 yards off the same goddamn fucking play they ran against Carolina.
I mean,
yes.
Impressive. It was that was cool.
He's been pretty awesome.
That was cool. No, he's been great by Sell High. So many people are coming in, fucking clowning us, and I get it. Saints fans, you should.
They should be taking their victory laps. You should be. You should be.
Don't act like we're the only people that were saying that the Saints have no chance.
I don't think they are. I think
Cowboys.
the reason they're being so sensitive is because everybody had them being. This is a letdown spot after a great week 1 against the Panthers.
Yes.
They're playing the Cowboys at home. This is where we see the real Saints. And apparently, is this the real Saints?
The reason I feel this way is because I genuinely believe Dennis Allen is a horrible head coach. I do. I don't think he's a good person.
I don't know jack
I don't
all
like
about
the way
Dennis
that
Allen,
he's
to be
talked about
honest.
fucking Kendre Miller. I don't like the way he talks about
Adam's a big
Taysom
Kendrick
Hill.
Miller. This is why.
I think that he is a coach that could have bought himself another fucking year, as
think
you
he
said in
just
your
did.
prediction, because of these 2-0,
Yeah.
this 2-0 start. But I'm not putting any stock into what they did. So in week 1, I'll give them credit for what they did in week 2. I don't think the New Orleans Saints are going to win the division.
Okay, I have a
tell
question
that
for
right
you
now.
then. Next week, we have a perfect measuring stick for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
They have the Eagles at home. So if the Saints beat the Eagles at home, they're 3-0. Close game, but they get the win. What are you saying on next week's Sunday episode?
I will allow someone. We could chat GPT it, or we could ask someone. I will issue an entire apology to all of New Orleans.
Will you acknowledge that they are a legit contender?
I will say the New Orleans Saints. I don't know how else I can go above making the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
If they beat the Eagles next week, then they're actually a team I'm afraid of as a Niners fan.
Really?
If New Orleans goes out but again, are we talking about the types of win or just win?
It's a win. It's an ugly win. 2017, ugly win.
But they
they
It's
get a win.
No, it's a hell of a win.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
like if you can go back weeks beating the Cowboys and the Eagles.
But I'm going to ask you a simple question, and we can put a ball in this conversation.
Okay.
Are you going to take the New Orleans Saints against the Philadelphia Eagles?
Absolutely not.
Can I wait until tomorrow night?
Nope.
I haven't seen the Eagles week 2 yet.
Nope.
No, I'll take the Eagles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what.
So that's.
But then we're all going to be laughing at ourselves, and all the same fans are going to come back laughing. Ha, ha, ha.
Good.
Didn't I fucking tell you?
Good.
And we're going to look like a bunch of bozos.
Good.
All right.
Good.
All right.
Derek Carr MVP.
All right.
Sure. I mean, that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like Derek Carr.
Most valuable pussy.
Oh,
Moving on.
okay.
All right, man.
I don't know.
What did he do to you?
Like, that's ridiculous.
No, he fucked the air. Oh, no, he did the Michael Jackson. I take it back. That was pretty cool.
Do you get the reference from last
I
week's
did.
episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good pull, right?
That was
Wow. Well, we talked
So
about.
we should just rip the Band-Aid off, right?
What?
good. Yep.
Just talk about what happened today in Minneapolis, the Twin Cities.
Oh, it's a good time as any, Jack.
I just kind of want to get it over with. I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
Okay.
There were for what it's worth, there were a few bandages on this entire episode. I didn't know which
I
ones
thought
to
we were
rip
talking
off.
about Adam's
No,
Band-Aid,
we
to
can
be
rip-
honest.
we can rip mine.
No,
and you
I'm
rip
happy.
yours.
The floor is yours.
All right,
Floor
you
is
rip
yours
yours.
off, too.
The floor
You
is
rip
yours.
yours. Jack, the floor is yours. Talk to
Jack,
me.
Brock Purdy fucking blows, bro.
That's not. I'm not here to talk about that. So
Sorry, Jack. The
You know,
49ers fucking blow, bro.
okay. Well,
What do you
I
want me
know-
to
see, the
say?
thing is, I know you don't believe that. Just let me talk.
Okay.
For a second.
Okay, floor's yours.
By the way, Brock Purdy threw for 360.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought you didn't want to talk about that.
Wait a second. Just
Said-
I thought you didn't want to talk about that.
No, because what did I fucking say about Tua throwing 300 plus yards last week?
Meant nothing.
And you said it made
I'm
no sense.
I'm
It didn't
literally
matter.
moving the goalpost.
I
That's what I'm
digress.
doing
Go,
right
Jack.
I
I want to
digress.
defend yourself.
No, so here's the thing: is that like,
digress.
yeah, the Niners lost to Sam Darnold, who was our backup last year in Minnesota. This was always going to happen. I literally said it on the predictions episode. The Niners haven't beaten the Vikings in Minnesota since 1992. So whatever, we lost. The only games that Brock Purdy has lost to an NFC opponent in his entire career are the Vikings in Minnesota. It's very weird.
So why didn't you take the Vikings?
Because I'm not going to pick against my own team. I think that's just like sacrilege.
Are you not at all concerned, though, that when you guys were staging a bit of a comeback, Brock Purdy was throwing god-awful interceptions.
Oh yeah, no, that was super concerning.
They were the worst time. Like, you needed your quarterback
it was really
to
bad.
nut up and lead
Nut
2
up.
touchdown drives, and he threw awful interceptions.
No, it was really bad objectively. Like, the only reason that game was any somewhat like relevant, like we lost by 6, right? The only reason that game looked close by optics is because Fred Warner played like a fucking madman. I think he had, what is it? I don't even know the stats off the top of my head. I have
He
it
was
somewhere, but
all over the field.
Like, Fred Warner kept us in that game single-handedly. Brock Purdy did not play well at all. I don't expect that to continue the rest of the year. Brandon Ayuk, I need to see a lot more from you, buddy.
Yeah.
He's
still just warming up. This is week 2 of the preseason for him.
I guess if you were fucking gargling Jaden Daniels' nutsack all goddamn offseason,
Wow.
maybe you'd be performing a little bit.
Okay, you moved to Fred Warner's play very quickly, and I thought you might do that, but I want to circle back to Brock. Does it not make you at all concerned that if you're in the playoffs, you're down, and you need your quarterback to lead a comeback and be that guy that can sling the ball all over the field and make plays and be trusted to not turn the ball over? Does this not make you at all concerned?
It doesn't, because this is just one game out of 17,
Yeah.
right? And like, I've seen Brock lead game-winning drives or put us in a position when, like, in the Super Bowl, he drove down the field and put us in a position to go to overtime. He did that. Against the Browns last year, I know he lost the game, but he had a sick fucking drive where he commanded the offense, and Jake Moody missed a game-winning field goal. Like, Brock has had drives, and he's had over the last couple of years where we need him to go down and get a field goal or a touchdown, and he's done it, and he's executed the offense perfectly. This is just one game. People have bad games. I'm not going to overreact about that shit. But I will talk about Fred Warner real quick. Again, I'll just know we can tie a bow on it. I think Fred Warner is the best defensive player in football.
Wrong.
Like, he is so fucking good. And I know a lot of people want to look up, like, edges and, like, oh, they have a lot of sacks. But, like,
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson had 5.
Fred Warner just today had 9 tackles, a sack, 2 PBUs, an interception, 2 forced fumbles. He had a fumble. He forced a fumble last
It's pretty
week.
crazy. It's actually more than I thought. I was ready to rebuttal the fuck
Insane
out of that.
stat line. Oh my God.
That is in one game. And last week against the Jets, he had a forced fumble as well that we recovered.
That's insane.
Like, this
okay.
dude is the best coverage linebacker in the league. He's forcing fumbles left and right. I think I saw something that's like in 8 or 9 straight games now, he has forced a turnover.
Dude, and he plays with so much fire. He looks so mean out there when he's playing. He's so angry. Like,
he hits people hard as shit. He flies
and he
around
mean
the
mugs
field.
them too, though. He'll let them know that he hit him hard.
Yeah, he's probably the fastest linebacker in football. This dude's insane. Like, and I know it's not the sexy thing to say that a middle linebacker is the best defensive player in football, but at his position, I think he's the best.
I miss the days where that was a thing, like Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly, Brian Urlacher. The middle
Patrick
linebacker
Willis.
used to be the star of the defense, but now it's edge rushers and cornerbacks. They're not as cool as middle linebackers.
Like, yeah, I love Fred. I don't know if people agree with me on that or not, but I think he deserves a lot more. Like, people have known he's the best linebacker in football for a while, but, like, he's separated himself as, like, not just the best linebacker, but, like, maybe the best defensive player.
I don't think he's the best defensive player.
Who do you
but
think is?
I think Aiden Hutchinson's the best defensive player this year right now.
Okay, I mean, that's an overreaction to the 5-sack game. That's an overreaction.
That's a huge overreaction.
Very, very much so.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool. Yeah.
just as
very
long
much
as we
so.
can acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
Yeah, that's insane though. Like,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah, I mean,
on pace after
incredible
one
game.
quarter for 12
I mean, if we're talking about
sacks.
value, I was trying to find the defensive player of the year odds right now, and I can't find it for Aiden Hutchinson after today for some reason. It's not updated anywhere, but whatever it might be,
We'll check
Aiden
tomorrow.
Hutchinson probably is the best value to win the DPOY.
This would be the year too. I feel like where he can
Yeah.
take. It's like what, 3rd year in the league. Really take the leap. I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the Niners side, and I feel like the Vikings side of this game deserves a
Clearly
lot
we
of
talked
credit.
About the Niners side, yeah, that's
Yeah, but let's talk about the Vikings. Are they a scary team?
I mean, I think the Vikings can make the playoffs.
yeah.
But
I
are they a
don't-
scary team?
So the
I don't-
Vikings are not a contender in my eyes to win the NFC, but I think they're a frisky playoff team with a really good defense. Like, I know you hate him, but Brian Flores.
That's
those
fine.
boys on defense.
Is Justin Jefferson fine?
Yeah, quad contusion should be week to week. Could be okay.
So that's a bruise for the people
Also,
back home.
okay, I want to talk about this with you too, Pat. Like, the funniest thing ever, that, like, I thought it was hilarious where they were like, oh, you see how the reporters to Justin Jefferson this week were like, oh, did you see how the Niners guarded Garrett Wilson this week? He's like, respectfully, I'm not Garrett Wilson. And then he went out there and just backed it up.
Yeah, look.
97-yard touchdown, the longest touchdown in the NFL, and I think they said
Did I like to
longest of his
see? Did I
career.
like seeing that comment out of him? No, I felt it was an unnecessary dig to my guy Garrett
it's
Wilson.
also so fair.
Yeah, no, it's totally
Like-
true. He's over the last 3 years shown that he is far and away the best wide receiver in football, and there's no one that can be compared to him. It's not what
Adam's face when you said that.
I mean. Look, Tyreek's fast.
Yeah. Oh! Tyreek's also a great jump ball. He's a
No,
great runner.
Tyreek's obviously
Great
like the second best.
You want me to debate Tyreek?
No,
No, do it.
No,
Tyreek, go.
Tyreek. I mean, Jettis is the best wide receiver in football.
Okay, yeah, that's what I said. Then,
Oh,
why are we all getting
I
our
thought you
panties
were
in a
Tyreek's
bunch?
the best.
I am, but Tyreek right now he was speeding.
He's got a lot of children with different
He had
mothers.
6 points for the Caps All Fantasy Football team,
Yep,
That's
our
no
first
good.
pick.
and he was nowhere to be found against Buffalo.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
So
No one was to be
Jettis is
found.
doing this with Sam Darnold.
Jettis is the one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. I like this Vikings team. I feel like I feel like all offseason I've been
I
pounding the
was
drum for the
thinking I'm a big
Vikings. I think that Sam Darnold, like the system is everything in the NFL. Kevin O'Connell has had some of the best offenses in the NFL.
He's one of
You
the best
like
coaches
every
in the
team
league.
in the NFC North.
I love the
Except
NFC
the
North.
Bears.
Except the
It's-
Bears.
No,
No, I like the Bears.
the
I got
Bears.
nothing wrong with it. I love the NFC North. It's fun.
It's actually a really fun
It's a
division.
really fun
You
division.
get like all of them.
Of course I can. I'm rooting
All
for
right,
wins.
Wait, Adam, rank your favorite teams in the NFC North, 1 to 4.
Packers.
Ugh.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah.
Packers. There's the Lions.
Well, no, I
Bears,
was thinking
Vikings.
Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
Tyko.
What
Does
was
that
it?
make you feel a type of way?
Sorry, it was Packers.
Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
Did we not do the Vikings?
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah,
Remember
guess-
that.
Guess who's my least favorite team in the AFC now? In the entire AFC.
Hey, Tyko. Rank
The
caps
Texans.
off. Rank caps off members real quick, including yourself.
Pat,
Sick. Good
Jack.
shit. Good shit.
Tyko,
Oh boy.
Tyko. Why'd you say it like that?
Tyko.
Locks when he's on the show.
Oh, Rizzo was good when he was on.
Rizzo was pretty good.
Yeah, James is good whenever he's
James
on.
is good.
Jack, you are gonna get dragged on the internet one day, man. Guess what you had the Vikings record?
14?
You had them 5-12.
5, that could still happen.
But that was with JJ McCarthy.
You want to know what's funny? I was just shitting on the Saints. The
Oh, by
Vikings.
the way,
The
if it was
Vikings
Sam
are pretty
Darnold, I
similar.
was like 2-15.
Really?
The Vikings and the Saints are pretty goddamn similar right
Yes.
now. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Two non-existent wins that should have no stock. One against the Giants, one against the
and then
Panthers,
okay.
and then one
Yeah.
against a lethal fucking team. And the
Yes.
Niners are better than the Cowboys.
Very good analogies.
But I will take. I think I put
was
more
gonna
stock
say
in the
win.
Vikings because of the talent.
yeah.
Okay.
Than I do, and I've seen the system. I've seen Kevin O'Connell's system be able to support really high-end offenses. And Brian Flores, I know what he can do with the defense, even though he's
I
a
think
terrorist.
Kevin O'Connell's a better head coach, so I'll take him. But
Yeah.
Then Dennis Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
question.
Kevin O'Connell's like actually, if he can bring this Vikings team to the playoffs, he should probably win.
I have a question, and I want to talk about this to put a bow on the Niners talk, which is Christian McCaffrey.
What
Okay.
do we do? What do I do? I haven't.
Are we playing my game? Can we play my game?
We're
Is that what
playing your game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
Go, Pat.
I got this. All right, so it's a game that I came up with because
You're
of
in
the
this
situation I'm in. So yeah, I have CMC in 2 fantasy football leagues, and I am prepared to trade him. I want you two to pretend that you have running backs that I am trying to trade for, and you tell me yes or no. I'm willing to give you this running back for CMC.
So it's what should we do with CMC?
Yes, it's exactly.
If you're
What should we do with
fantasy
CMC?
How low are you selling?
How low are you selling CMC? I have a list prepared.
You were really prepared.
I have a list prepared because it's something I'm genuinely thinking about, and I genuinely want your guys' football take on it.
So we're thinking about this in a vacuum, though. Obviously,
In a vacuum, you're not like I don't care. Yeah, it's literally just running back for running back.
At the very least, Christian McCaffrey's out the first 5 weeks.
Yes, at the very least. So it's running back for running back. I don't care how many running backs you have on your team. It doesn't matter how many I have on my team. It's just
Jordan Mason starts hooping.
yeah, it's running back
Pure
for running
powers.
back. All right. I offer you CMC for Ramondre Stevenson.
No, I'm keeping CMC.
I would keep CMC.
No, you need to tell me I would give you Ramondre. Because I have CMC.
Okay, so we have Ramondre Stevenson.
Are you willing to give him to me for CMC?
I would do that.
Yeah,
I would do that.
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You have Joe Mixon. I'm giving you CMC.
I'm not.
I'm not giving you that.
Really?
He's also on a prolific offense and he's healthy.
Good word.
Prolific.
Yeah, before you go into the
Prolific.
next one, I just want to acknowledge the fact that Betr just dropped their 2024 NFL merch. Go to the
fire.
shop.better.app right now. Go see if your
Lot
team
of
is
cool
there.
colorways.
Looks fucking sick. Who's the
Okay.
next one you got?
You guys have Josh Jacobs. I have CMC.
I'm keeping Josh Jacobs. And I'll tell you why.
Really?
And I'll tell you why right now. Because Josh Jacobs had 32 carries against the fucking Colts. And he didn't score a touchdown. And you have Malik Willis. And he wasn't even that good. He got going over the second half. But you knew exactly what they were going to do. Malik Willis threw the ball 12 times, I think you said. Like, they stacked the box and he was able to still produce. Now, Joe Mixon, who was the name before, went off against the Colts as well. The thing is, Jordan Love is coming back within a couple weeks. We know that. He has said it's probably a week 5 return around there, and it could be sooner. I'd personally rather have Josh Jacobs than CMC because, again, if and when CMC comes back, I don't even know what the split is.
Also,
oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
You have to think about, too, just like
I got to get rid of
your
CMC.
roster makeup. If you don't have any other running backs, like it's something to think about. But I would probably still trade for CMC.
Like,
I feel like you guys are like Adam. I'm honestly very shocked at you so far. Like, fantasy football is not about the first 10 weeks. It's about having a roster that's ready to play in the playoffs.
But
you need to be 5-5. Like, and then just be in striking distance, and then it doesn't matter. But seeding doesn't matter in the playoffs.
Here's my issue with the CMC situation. I know that CMC coming back does not mean that he is just getting 100% of the carries and being CMC.
CMC, bro.
It doesn't matter. I've seen Jordan Mason be able to produce.
When CMC's back, he's going to get fucking
You're missing the point. If you are Kyle Shanahan, if you are the 49ers, and you're John Lynch, and you have Super Bowl aspirations, why am I going to exhaust everything for weeks 8 through fucking 14 when I need him from 14 on? That's when I'm going to let him go.
Yeah.
Super fair.
But okay, exactly. Then I get him for the playoffs, week 14 on.
Okay, so you might not even be in the
Who's
playoffs.
the
Is
next
my
guy on the
point.
list?
The next guy on the list is James Cook. You guys have James Cook. I want him. I'm giving you CMC.
I'm totally giving you James Cook.
I'll take James Cook.
You're gonna keep James Cook.
I'll keep James Cook. Run
I'll
heavy.
give you
Run
James
heavy.
Cook.
They're a run heavy offense.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep feeding him the rock. Like
Josh Allen is going to get all the
James Cook is going to be like RB4
Yeah.
this year.
Okay, bold. So you're saying you would keep James Cook?
I would keep.
Definitely,
I would
yes.
keep James Cook. Yeah.
Wait. Why are we not why are we underselling James Cook right now?
I just because it's
He's in the
CMC,
20
bro.
Yes, but it's CMC.
-5.
It's the
And they're
name
also,
right now.
but they're also like putting him on the IR now so that he's 100%. Like I feel like it's like, I feel right, Jack. Am I right? Is it proactive?
He probably could have played next week.
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan Mason's playing well. They're like, all right, well, let's just make sure he's 100% healthy.
I partially agree with that. I think they genuinely are concerned with CMC. I think he was supposed to get healthier. The Achilles tendonitis started flaring up. He's constantly in pain.
why you have him
It's
sit
getting
for 4
worse.
weeks.
But we don't know if that's going. He might be out 8 weeks for all we know.
Don't put that out there.
I'm just saying. That's the reality of the situation.
That's fucked up.
I know more about James Cook. I know more about Ramondre. I know more about fucking Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon than I know what's going to be from CMC. That's why I'm moving on.
Okay, I've got 2 more for you guys. This one's a package deal. I got 1 package deal in here. This one I'm just looking at a buddy's team and like seeing maybe I would do it. Who knows? J.K. Dobbins and Michael Pittman
No.
for CMC.
No. No.
I think I'm trading those guys to you. Yeah.
Yeah, if I were you guys, I would give that up in a second.
Yeah, I would take
for
CMC.
CMC.
I would want CMC.
Because I think it looks like Alec Pierce is Anthony Richardson's guy.
Might be.
Like, I don't know.
That's just.
Well, so far.
So far, he has been. Michael Pittman, I never liked going into the season.
I'm trying to sell high on JK.
Yeah. Yes, that too.
Absolutely.
Everyone should be trying to sell high on
Everyone is
J.K.
just
Dobbins
looking
right
at the box scores and what he's been doing in fantasy.
defense
Gus
he's
Edwards
playing.
has had more touches.
I have him in 2 leagues, and I
I
don't
have
want to
Gus
trade
Edwards
him.
in a couple leagues on my bench. I'm just waiting for him.
I'm going to try to trade him. I got to try to trade him. All right, final one. You guys have Travis Etienne. I have CMC. Are you giving me Etienne for CMC?
Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah.
So I think Jack's answering this one specifically in the smallest of vacuums, which is our Caps Off football team, which has been
Do you have
terrible.
Travis Etienne?
Yeah. That is exactly it. That is exactly why I'm trading fucking ETN.
I'm gonna keep ETN.
Should we talk to Jake about a trade?
You guys should. See, this is good. This is a good activity.
I would want to
Wait,
keep
let's
ETN.
do it.
I would want to
Let's
keep
talk to
ETN.
Jake
Okay, but I want to keep ETN. Brother, we might not even be in the playoffs when this dude comes back. We're 0-2.
That's also so fair. Yeah, we need to win now.
Yeah, you guys got to win now.
Like,
You put yourself in
okay,
a hole.
okay.
No, the thing with our team, by the way, on a side note, is that all of our guys suck so much we can't even sell high on anybody.
Yeah.
They're all trash.
I have
we
this-
got Tyreek Hill. We
The
can sell
one
anything.
league that I have CMC in.
It's a sell low
Oh
on
my
Tyreek.
God, I'm in
'cause they
trouble.
don't
Can
even Tua.
I just make a point about fantasy that I think goes and that we can move off of this is that when teams are 0-2,
Take advantage of them.
not just like
They're
in
vulnerable.
fantasy,
Take advantage of them,
not
be like crazy.
They're vulnerable.
not just in fantasy, but in the NFL, like something needs to change. So when they need to change something, when an offense needs to change something, you look at your best players. With the Jags, we're still giving the ball to fucking Tank Bigsby. Travis Etienne's one of your best playmakers. Get the ball in his hands as much as you can, manufactured touches, all right? Trevor Lawrence, stop dropping back. Let the ball run through Travis Etienne. We've seen him. He was RB2 last
Tank
year.
does look better than Travis Etienne.
Bears have to do it with DJ Moore too.
Yeah.
You gotta give him the ball.
So that's my thought with ETN is I think things will need to change in Jacksonville, and ETN will be a benefactor of that. If I'm you, I'm trying to move off of CMC.
Yeah, I just need answers to
don't-
what I'm supposed to do with CMC. I just
don't-
need answers.
And again, I think
it's all
CMC will be CMC, someone is going to get him for a fucking
You
bargain
should-
and
you
a
should
steal.
try and trade for Jordan Mason.
But it's worth.
I'm the guy who has Jordan Mason's already texted me, but it was a very mean tone. It was just, I have Jordan Mason. What are you giving me? And we had to bend the knee.
went
We
for
were-
147
By the
last
way,
week, 100 this week.
in week one, it was very similar to that, or I think it might have even been week two, right? Going into it, it was week one. Someone had Jordan Mason and he wanted to make a trade, and he was trying to he was like, all right, what will you give me next week? I'll make the trade. I'll give you Jordan Mason for this week to literally beat me, but you need to give me something next week. And he was like,
one of those
fuck,
loaner trades.
Yep.
Don't like those. Never been
yeah,
a
I
fan
feel like
of
that's
those.
scummy.
It was. Oh, I was sitting next to him, and I was like, "You're a fucking piece of shit."
Yeah, that's super scummy. I don't.
I have. That was good. I like that.
That's good.
Good luck
yeah.
to you. You're gonna
Thanks.
need it.
In one league, I'm fine. In one league, it's the worst fantasy team I've ever had.
Yeah.
We have something. There's a massive elephant in the room.
Okay. Well, do we want to talk about both the teams in that division? Or?
Yeah. There's a massive elephant in that room.
You know where
Do
we're
you,
going?
do you just want to start going on the one guy, or do you want me to tee up both teams? What do you want to do?
No, tee up both teams.
Yeah. Okay. So the Ravens and Bengals are both 0-2 to start the year. Who the fuck saw that coming?
Me.
But mathematically, right? Probability wise, I think you have a 5% chance to make the playoffs if you start 0-2.
Is that facts?
That's something I saw today.
Yeah. So you have a 5% chance to make the playoffs if you're 0-2. Both the Ravens and Bengals are 0-2. Surely, with the odds and probabilities, both of them are not going to make the playoffs. One's going to miss out. If you had to pick the Ravens or Bengals to miss the playoffs out of those two teams, who are you saying is not making the playoffs this year?
Bengals.
The Bengals.
You think so?
Yeah. Just something about Joe Burrow this year just isn't it. I saw him throwing his helmet, Jamar Chase throwing his helmet.
Yeah.
They don't have that same vibe that they did 3 years ago. I don't know what they lost. I don't know what
It's an
changed.
implosion,
but
dude. I'm just
it's Jamar.
It's the egos.
it's
Jamar is the
a
problem.
cancer in the locker room.
It's an ego thing. Is what it feels like. Like at some point.
Well, that's what Ray was saying last week we were talking.
Yeah, you know the meme where the guy's there's the oil's boiling over and he throws the fries in and he tries to cover it and everything fucking blows up, and that's kind of what it feels like. Like I don't know what's gonna happen in Cincinnati. They have talent, but it just feels like at some point, because of the contract, it's taken so much notice there from if you're a fan, if you're in the locker room and everything, that it just feels like there could be an implosion.
You
whereas
know what
Lamar,
it is, man?
everyone is bought in on Lamar in Baltimore.
What it is the honeymoon is over in Cincinnati. They had
Yes,
Zach
yes.
Taylor, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase all join that team at the same time. They go to the Super Bowl in year two
Great
as
tape.
that team,
Great tape.
and they were sniffing heaven on earth. They were that close to hoisting the Lombardi. And then the last few years, it's been a lot of up and downs, and they are starting to be like, do I want to be in this marriage? Do I want to stay with the Bengals and sign a 4-year deal with them if I'm Jamar Chase? If Joe Burrow got all the money in the world, is Zach Taylor the guy to deal with all those egos?
Listen, my thing is all right, I will be rooting for the Bengals. I love the Bengals. You love the Bengals.
Love them. I love them.
I also think the Bengals are probably the team that's going to miss the playoffs out of the two of them, just because I don't think Zach Taylor's the coach that's going to be able to will the team together and actually figure something out.
Shit was easy in
I
Cincinnati.
don't think he's a good enough play caller or schematic. I don't think he's that great of a head coach. He's far below 500 in his career with the Bengals. I believe in John Harbaugh more, and I believe in their defense more. It's just the only thing I think that can actually save this Bengals team right now is extending Jamar Chase. If you make him happy, I think all the problems will kind of dissolve. But I feel like you said, there's an ego thing. There's just something with this team is just they're not boys.
Something just feels off.
Yeah.
Well, okay, are we also massively overreacting? Had that pass interference not been called on the Chiefs, it was a pass interference. But if the Bengals are 1-1, they just beat the Chiefs, we're all like, oh, the Bengals are back.
Yes.
But here's the thing: is they didn't.
That's so fair. Yeah. If Tua doesn't get hurt,
I still wouldn't say
we still get our asses
I would still
kicked.
say the Bengals are all the way back, though. It's that'd be an impressive win in Arrowhead. But if you looked at the Bengals playing today, they didn't look like they were in sync all game. It seemed like they were kind of just
they were fighting.
Their defense really kept them in it.
But getting back to the question here really quick, what if the Ravens showed us to say that they're the better team out of the two of them?
Well,
So-
I'm going to go to just history of the Ravens, John Harbaugh. They figure shit out. Lamar Jackson, we know what he's going to be. We don't know if he can win a Super Bowl, but we know the Ravens are going to rattle off a bunch of wins in a row. It's just the Bengals are the Bengals, the Ravens are the Ravens. I think it's just we look at what has been our whole lives.
But I do think if one team can rattle off a shit ton of wins, weirdly, it's the Bengals, because I think they still have more talent.
but my thought with the Bengals is that
Do you think they have more talent?
on offense, yeah, I think. Well, I just think they're wide receivers.
Curious, I want to know your guys' thought, but it feels like the Bengals have been trending towards this for a little bit, right? Like last year, Joe Burrow, they start slow, injuries. Like it feels like you said, Pat, the Bengals are moving away from their honeymoon. So at what point does it actually end up happening? Or for multiple years, do they just start slow and they finish fast? Like that's still a possibility. But like you just said, like I will bet on what I know from the Ravens, which is good fucking coaching, an elite quarterback that can carry. Well, I just spit everywhere. And I don't know if fucking Joe Burrow can carry them to the extent that we've seen with the Lamar, that we've seen with the Patrick Mahomes, that we're seeing right now with Josh Allen. And I'll take my chance and say the Ravens.
Look, I also think we're obviously overreacting here. Would you guys, if there was, and I'm sure we could make a parlay. Would you parlay the Ravens and the Bengals to make the playoffs right now?
Yes.
And put real money on it? So would I.
Because I would take them. I would take
they're
the
both
Steelers
making
and the
it.
Browns to miss. Obviously.
Yeah, I think they're both making it.
Yeah.
Like I know the Steelers have a 2-game lead on both of them, but let's be real.
They beat the Falcons
play
and
the
the
Falcons and
Broncos.
the Broncos.
Exactly. Like they're
Falcons and the Broncos.
Yeah.
No, like what the fuck's up with Jamar Chase though, dude?
Jamar Chase is a little pussy-ass bitch.
I don't like him anymore. He's just not fun anymore. I also did have the Ravens starting really slow in my preseason projection. They were like, I think right here I have them
but they have a
4-4.
tough schedule.
They like coming up, shit doesn't get easier in Baltimore. No. They play Dallas, Buffalo, and the Bengals their next 3.
Jeez.
Yeah. So
Is it crazy to say they won't, but they could easily start over.
They also
theoretically they could, but they also we could be
3-2.
3 weeks from now could be in like the Ravens are so back, they're a contender, yada yada yada. They just beat these 3 teams in a row. So I don't know. I think they're both going to be fine to make the playoffs.
I'm just so over this Jamar Chase.
Yeah, this new Jamar
nonsense.
Chase sucks, man.
Yeah, give him the contract. Also, like it's a thing that they do in Cincinnati. Like they're iffy about giving out these types of
Mickey Mouse organization.
They've
They're
been
not
weird with it.
They're not a good organization like some teams in the NFL are. They're just one of those meh.
That was nice though. That
was a good one.
That was good. I'm very curious. A lot of 2-0 teams right now in the NFL.
Yeah.
Can we rank them?
That's fun.
I already ranked them.
You ranked the 2-0
Yeah,
teams.
no,
Cool. I like when he does that because then I can just get to bitch and moan the whole time.
Yeah.
I think it's
Okay,
easy.
cool.
Yeah. No, so I ranked every single 2-0 team in the NFL so far. We're recording this. Technically, it's Monday morning. So
Congrats, Philadelphia.
I'm assuming the Eagles are 2-0 in this, by the
Bold.
way.
This should go over well.
And if they lose Monday night, I'll be super happy because y'all know I'm the biggest fucking Eagles hater. I get so
This
many
is
comments
true.
about that. It's just,
This is true.
all right. You want to start? I'll start one. Number 1, the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. The rest of football. Number 2, the Texans.
Okay.
Yeah, looking at the list, yeah.
Here's the thing: their
I'm not looking at the
their
list.
defense looks legit. That's the difference for me. Their defense looks really.
You know who looks fucking legit is John Christian Kayamiya Luka Fairbairn.
Yes, he does. That is his name.
He's sick. He's sick.
I wouldn't put the Texans to me personally.
I have the Eagles.
I haven't.
I wouldn't. There's another team I'm thinking of, but go ahead.
I know you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going Chiefs, Texans, Eagles, Bucks.
You have the Bills below all of those teams?
Yeah, I have the Bills 5.
Jeez Louise, man.
no.
They embarrassed the Miami Dolphins in primetime in Miami.
They did, yeah.
And all the attention's been to Tua's injury because obviously that's where the media and our minds are going to go. But it completely made us forget about the fact that the Bills dominated the Dolphins in every facet of the game.
Yeah.
And you have them below who?
The Bucks and the Eagles
and the Texans, who
and the
just
Chiefs.
scraped by against the Bears.
Dude, any of these 2 to 5, you can swap whatever you want. I don't know.
The Bills are way too low.
I think the Bills are 2.
Yeah, I think
could be.
the Bills are
They
2
literally
also.
just throttle
Dude,
constantly.
I made this list in like 45 seconds.
It's also a
right?
QB thing. I'm going to go back to what I said last week. Josh Allen is far and away the second best
so
quarterback.
Good. He's so good.
Far and away.
By the way, this
the
is not
second
me,
best.
Shitting on the Bills. I just think the Eagles and
Kinda.
Bucks are also really fucking
Okay.
good.
Kinda.
Love the Bucks, but I love the Bucks probably the most out of anyone here.
Yeah.
They're not better than the Bills.
They're not.
They're not.
They're awesome.
Me too.
Number 6, the Saints. Okay, 7 Chargers. 8 Vikings.
Maybe I'd flip them with the Chargers.
I put the Chargers 7th.
They are 7th.
I put the Chargers 6th.
You put them over the Saints?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You don't like the
You hate the
Saints.
I hate the Saints.
have looked so much better than the Chargers.
They've scored 91 points in 2 weeks.
There's an identity with LA. Run the
identity?
ground and fucking.
All right. Number 8's the Vikings. And then number 9, I have the Steelers. And number 10, I have the Seahawks.
I would put the Steelers at 10. I don't know. Their defense is sick.
Their defense, like,
Eyes
like,
last.
I legit have not watched a snap of the Steelers, even though I watch Red Zone.
No, but like-
my eyes have not been drawn to the screen when they're on it.
The Steelers have something to hang their hat on, and that's an incredible defense and maybe the best edge rusher in football.
Yes.
The Seahawks have beat the Patriots in overtime. Congrats. And the Broncos.
In a nail biter.
Yeah, like they beat the Broncos and the Patriots, dude.
The Chargers beat the Raiders and the Panthers.
Yeah, but
That's
the Chargers,
true.
But the Chargers have an awesome run game. They actually look like it can do something.
So it's funny because once you get lower in this argument, now he's on your side of the Chargers have an identity.
They
5
do.
seconds ago, you're like, what identity?
No, but I'm saying
Grounding.
He's mad. He's mad that I have the Chargers below, or that I have the Saints above the Chargers.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it top to bottom one more time.
All right.
T to B.
Chiefs, Texans, Eagles, Bucks, Bills, Saints, Chargers, Vikings, Steelers, Seahawks.
That was like that TED scene where he's like, Sammy, Laurie, Heather.
The only one I have a real issue with, a big issue with, is the Bills. They should be higher.
Rethinking this, they're probably, I'd put them 4. I would still put the Texans and Eagles above the Bills.
The Texans didn't show me enough against the Bears today. They did not.
Their defense showed me a lot.
You wanna know what's so funny?
And the
Their offensive line
Bears.
is trash,
The
but, like,
Titans' defense looked elite against
This
the
is
Bears.
the most NFL thing ever, and I don't know why, but like Steelers get Russell Wilson for a fucking steal. They rebuild the offensive line. Misses the first 2 games. They get Justin Fields. He's now 2-0. It's like, what are we doing?
I think I
Russell
saw
Wilson?
before the game. I don't know where I saw this, but it was if Justin Fields wins it, the starting job is his.
But he hasn't looked good
No,
in
he
either
hasn't.
of those games.
He did
That's
have
the
one
thing.
throw allegedly that was called back. That was disgusting.
Again, I can't even talk to Justin Fields' performance because I have not watched a snap of Steelers football.
Like, even though they're on red zone, you're, like you said, it's like, I just have not.
My eyes don't get drawn to that screen when,
Yeah, and then when
they
they're
are on it.
when they're on
I
the
look
screen, you're
away.
like, all right, I'll look at it.
Yeah, I'll check my fantasy team.
They're also just not. There's no one I want to root. Like besides Justin Fields, there's no one. T.J. Watt. I want to root for on that fucking team.
I like Jalen Warren. He's fun.
I like George Pickens.
Justin Fields had a sick throw. I'm trying to watch it. Allegedly.
Is it sick?
I like that. That's a fun one. The Bills, man. The Bills. I'm scared of the Bills as a Jets fan.
Here's my thing: is that I don't know if the Dolphins are like that good at all.
Well, look. I mean, we don't know how long Tua is going to be out.
You guys look bad against the Jaguars, and you look even worse against them.
Holy shit, dude. The Dolphins are so fraudulent.
Like,
oh my
the
god.
Dolphins are not a playoff team, man. I'm sorry. Like,
This is a tough. Yeah.
you know what? Yeah.
Let's pivot? Should we?
Let's
Let's talk about it.
it. Like,
It's time to talk, man.
Yeah.
We've tucked it under the rug for as long as we can. It's time to talk.
I know Tua got hurt. Prayers up to him. But like, even if he's healthy, like, you guys are probably not making the playoffs this year. He looked like shit.
Come on,
He
Adam.
looked really bad.
This is a podcast. You have a mic in front of you. You're supposed to talk into it.
Right.
You've had days to like digest this as well.
There's many layers to this that I feel.
I think we should just sit back here and let Adam talk.
Floor is yours.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll get cozy here. Go off.
I will not combat you with anything or any points. I will be sitting back here.
This is a safe space.
I will be quiet. I will drink out of my Miami Dolphins water cup, and I'll let you go.
So if Tua doesn't get hurt, yes, they were getting ass kicked by the Bills, right? So if you're 1-1 in that,
About to
that's
ask
fine.
if you will.
Hey, man.
Sorry, shut up.
The Bills were kicking our ass. That's 1-1. I understand that. But when I look at the Dolphins situation over the last 2 years, the Dolphins were one of the best teams over the first half of the NFL season in back-to-back years, and they consistently crumbled. They couldn't find ways to win games. They couldn't. Any close game, they would happen to lose, right? They would roll over. This team was rebuilt from the ground up and let other guys on the defensive side of the ball walk, had new guys come in, a new DC. So when I look at this Dolphins team to start the season, yes, did I have higher expectations? Did I expect them to be a better team offensively? 100%. But when it came to that Jags team, that Jags game, that was a game that they would have lost a year ago.
That is
2
true.
years
That
ago.
is true.
That's true.
The Bills, on the other hand, and I said it to you earlier in this podcast, we're a couple weeks away from me potentially saying Mike McDaniel is on fraud watch.
Wow.
And I feel that way because when it comes to the Bills have been the best measuring stick for where the Dolphins actually are over the last 2 years.
They're a real contender, and if you want to be in that
They're your-
conversation, you have to beat them.
They're your competition in the division. And we have gotten worse against the Bills.
You at least got to play them close.
Like, we've won once against the Bills. We've won one game in the last 12 games against the Bills. So at some
13
point,
now, actually, right?
yeah, in the last 13. So at some point, you need to show up. So I'm not as concerned. Like, without Tua getting injured, I wasn't as concerned. If it's 1-1, it's fine. You
that
get your ass
sucks,
kicked.
but-
It sucks. Expectations
On
go
to the
down.
next.
Adam, go train for the marathon. Yada yada yada.
On to
You
week 3.
Start training this weekend,
No, you drank all weekend, I
Yeah,
think.
but you will start training.
I will start training. I'm going to start tomorrow.
Okay, let's talk about the
Go,
reality.
keep going. Like, why do
No,
you
I
think
want to talk
Mike-
about the reality.
Like, why
I don't
Mike
think-
McDaniel
I'm not-
on
I'm not-
fraud watch?
I mean, do you really want me to go into like a
I
Mike
do,
McDaniel? Guys, I feel like
actually.
Tua is a
How much time,
bigger
dude?
conversation. We don't have that much
It's
time. I'm not gonna,
129,
like,
man. We don't got to give this guy that much time.
Yeah, I don't need to go into the Mike McDaniel fraud watch. He just like he's a smart guy who outsmarts himself and tries to do too much. And there's no reason for Tyreek and Waddle to not be on the same field at the same fucking time. You have two of the fastest wide receivers. They were barely on the field together. That's coaching. That's on you.
Yeah.
And frankly, doesn't feel like they're prepared to play at some points. He's looks like the man. Looks like you want to smoke a fucking blunt with him. Dude can't put together a game plan sometimes.
A little too cool for his own good.
Potentially. So that's why I'm just saying he might be on fraud watch. And we're going to move off the Dolphin shit very soon. But
Wait, I did want to talk about Tua replacements. Can we talk about that? Come on, that's so fun.
I'm so fucking sick of this Tua retirement shit. I'll be completely honest. I'm so fucking over every single person and their mother and the media coming out being like, Tua should fucking retire. As if you fucking are as if you're a fucking doctor.
Neurologist.
A neurologist. As if you're a fucking doctor going through his medical records, seeing exactly what is happening in the brain. I get it. We see the fucking noodle arms and gang signs. I fucking understand it. But no one actually knows what is happening with this dude's brain. And I get it from the outside perspective. It looks terrible. But no one is sitting there saying to a UFC fighter when you see them go like this, that you should also fucking retire. Why? Because this shit happens in the sport. This shit is a violent game. So to say to Tua that you should retire, nobody fucking knows. He's a competitor. So stop talking about it like he should retire and just say, you know what? Whatever happens, if you want to play, play.
That was a really good monologue. That might have been one of your best monologues yet.
That was actually thought out.
I was really your argument really compelled me to not have any real comeback to that.
I'm so over it. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's usually a comeback. I'm actually over it. Everyone thinks that he should retire. It's been all over. It was on fucking CNN.
It's also his decision. It's his decision. He's got a family to talk to.
Exactly. And then everyone's like, retire. Like, brother, he's got a contract to play out. He ain't getting the contract if he just walks away. If he's medically forced to retire, then the NFL always wins. You're not going to get all that money. So the dude is going to play. So when the Dolphins get Tua Tagovailoa back, because I saw the script as well for this one, buckle the fuck up.
Oh, man.
Guess who the Miami Dolphins... Well, hold on.
This is where the argument loses me.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't see the script at all.
Maybe I forgot to turn the page. I don't know.
I think he just made it up.
He's got to wear the Guardian cap when
He
he
should
comes
wear the
back,
Guardian
right?
cap. But guess who? Guess what? Guess what the story is?
It's going to look so funny.
So
Guess who the Miami Dolphins play 6 weeks from now?
Who
The
did they add him?
Bills. The Bills.
In Buffalo. He comes back. They put him on IR. An extra 2 games because the NFL's like, keep him out. Comes back against Buffalo. They win. They go run away with the division.
Okay.
That Belize, buddy.
You're going to be 1-5 by then. You have Skylar Thompson as
Have
your
you looked at our
backup quarterback.
schedule? Can I read you the Dolphins
I
schedule?
don't care, dude. Skylar Thompson, this is the definition of a Mickey
really
Mouse
bad.
organization, which the Miami Dolphins are. You can deny it all you want. You haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Mickey Mouse organizations don't have backup quarterbacks when they have big aspirations. It was the Jets last year. We tried it out. Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle as our backups to Aaron Rodgers, who's 39, bound to get hurt. You have Tua Tagovailoa, who has concussion history and could have easily been expected to get hurt, and you stuck with Skylar Thompson as the backup?
No, I agree with that. Who was number 10 on your 2-0 list?
The Seahawks.
Dolphins play the Seahawks next week. Who do they play again? Revenge
3-0
game. They play the
Seahawks.
Titans.
Oh,
Revenge
that's a big
game.
revenge game.
Then
Titans
they play
frisky.
the Patriots, which we own the Patriots, even with Tom Brady. No, that we
However,
do.
their defense against Scott Thompson could be...
I'll take the
And
under
then
in
they
that
play
game.
the Colts, and then they play the Cardinals, and then they play the Bills. There are a lot of winnable games there. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be
You go
0-4.
500 in that stretch, I feel okay.
Yeah, if you go 500 in that stretch. Massive if.
Okay.
Yeah, big if.
Dude, Skylar Thompson fucking blows.
Whatever, man. Yeah,
He's
he
terrible.
He does. He almost won a
good.
playoff.
I haven't seen him complete a pass beyond 10 yards.
He almost won a playoff game against Josh Allen.
Did he?
Yeah.
He did, actually.
No,
That was
did he
nice.
win?
He almost
Nope.
did.
Is he the closest you guys have been to beating the Bills?
Yes. No, no, 2-1 in 2-1.
Oh, okay. Good for him.
Can we
whatever,
can we
man.
talk about Tua replacements, or do you not want to do that?
I don't think he wants to do that.
I just like is what do you? I actually did DM Tom Brady though.
Did you really?
Crazy.
I did send a DM to Tom Brady. But look, my biggest thing from the Tua situation is like, I'm because I want to put a ball on this. I also do blame Tua. Tua spent an entire offseason learning jiu-jitsu, learning how to fall, learning how to protect himself, and ran right into the fucking guy who died on the field.
I'm trying. Yeah, I feel so bad for Tua. They were saying so many nice things about him and how hard he worked this offseason. Now he's got a bigger voice in the locker room and all this good stuff.
Like,
and then it's just like he didn't know he had the first down. He was 4 yards past the first down line. The play he was making is, I got to get a first down here. We're down 2 scores. This is a very important play. I need to get a first down. But you got to figure out how to do it without leading with the top of your head into a guy's chest.
Josh Allen in the first quarter literally had a 4-yard gain and slid. Slid.
But it's like his head was so low and tucked. It was just ugh.
I do think it was a fluke play, though. I don't think like concussions are cumulative in the sense where like because he's had concussions.
You don't?
It was 2 years ago when he had that
I think
concussion.
they are though. I think that's like science.
Concussions, repeated trauma is where yes, it is obviously bad. But it's been 2 years since he had that concussion. That concussion is not why this exact thing happened.
No,
These
but
just
I think
happen to be
his-
isolated. These
No,
are just
I think
isolated
his-
fluke events
I
that
don't
happen to
know.
be the exact same. I think his body, his reactions have the posturing and fencing response.
I'm no scientist, but I don't think you're right.
The neurologist that I listened to literally was talking about that. So I just quoted him.
Then CTE though, isn't that
Because
all about?
CTE is consistent trauma. That's why offensive linemen usually get it the most.
Okay.
That's why UFC fighters have lighter gloves, and when they want to, they get knocked out. It's like you don't really get CTE as much. Versus boxers, you're constantly getting hit with heavier gloves.
Okay.
He should wear the Guardian cap.
He
I
really
digress.
should.
Sorry, I just like I hadn't had a time to talk about the
Yeah,
the
I wanted you to
Dolphins
get your feelings out.
and the Tua situation.
I
and
hope that
had
was
to rack my
therapeutic
brain,
for
but
you.
I'm very frustrated by everyone talking about. My DMs have never been more flooded with a combination of go start training for the marathon and do you think Tua should retire, bro? Fuck if I know if he should retire. I'm not a doctor.
It's up to him and his family.
Like it's totally up to him.
I'd retire if I was him.
All right, well that's all we got for our week 2 recaps episode. I'm exhausted. It is 1:35 in the morning.
I thought we brought the energy though. I mean,
We did,
towards
we
the
did
end
good.
there, once we got somber hour with Adam, I felt a little. I was getting a little.
Sorry.
No, I told you to get sad, but
Yeah,
I
I
thought we
was
brought
definitely
some
sad.
good energy for a 12:45 start time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it makes us more efficient tomorrow. So before we wrap up, we got a great Monday night game. Falcons, Eagles tonight.
Great.
Make sure to set your better picks lineup. One of the only daily fantasy spots where you can go from $1 to $1,000. So when you do download it, use promo code CAPSOFF. Helps us out tremendously. Or HSB if you like Pat and Tyko better. Whatever.
Make
It
sure
all
to,
helps us out.
Subscribe to our YouTube page. That'd be sick.
That would mean a ton.
Yeah.
And any last words, gentlemen?
I'm gonna go try to talk to some birds tomorrow to get a scoop on this game
Like.
Wait, what's the score predictions really quick?
for tomorrow's game.
Yeah. For the
Eagles
I need some-
27, Falcons 13.
I got that's a blowout. I have Falcons 23, Eagles 21.
Really?
Yeah, so
That's a
the
hater
over-under
for
is 46.5. 46.5
For what?
is the total.
Oh, that's low. Is it?
My score was both of us were under.
Yeah.
Oh no, you were over. You were over. No, both of us were under.
Under.
Kirk prime time, to me, blowout 31-13 Eagles.
Yeah.
Damn.
31-13.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do we want to talk about post 1 p.m. Kirk Cousins?
But Bijan does score. Bijan does score. All right. We will see you on Wednesday for our cafeteria episode. Love you. Bye.
Good night.
Caps Off is brought to you by Betr, starring Adam Spachnik, Jack Perotti, and this guy Pat right now, who we don't know if we're officially giving a seat to.
Cool.
Make sure to check out our socials at Caps Off Pod on Instagram and Caps Off Podcast on TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link in the description. And as always, be sure to download Betr and play Betr Picks with promo code CAPSOFF to play the best daily fantasy football app on the market.